Hey everyone, it's Ometer, and today, welcome back to our Everyday in December videos. So far so good. Let's hope the momentum keeps on going. Now, today I was totally inspired by Carrie Campbell on Instagram. She found these vintage mesh stockings like this at an antique store, and it was an antique find of hers, and she is now selling them. And of course, I will leave a link in the description to her Instagram. Here, let me show you guys. So her Instagram is Little Pink Studios, and she has, look, you can see right here, these are how she has them. Let me see if I can find the these are stockings that she has in her store, and she found the stockings and she put some vintage ephemera, and she is selling them right now for, here we go. This has a better picture. This is one that has trims and laces, and am I even in frame? And she has them, like I said, she has them available at her store. So I was totally inspired. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I was that lucky at a at a vintage market or something, I would be losing my mind. And she has one. The ones that she has right now are filled with ephemera. Let me see if we can go to her shop. Yes. Okay. One day, you guys, I will actually learn how to record on my computer, which is ironic because I have a Mac and it should be easier. I just got lazy. So here it is. So the ones with the little trims have been sold out, but let me go ahead, and this is a vintage ephemera stocking, and here you can see it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, usually when she has these beautiful ephemera kits, she sells out. Now, she still has a few of these available, so I will leave a link to this store so you guys can take a look, and it is super gorgeous. And I totally inspired. All of the stuff in here, look at all of these vintage goodies. All of it is included in that stocking. Now, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe somebody has them on eBay. Maybe somebody found some. And ironically, they have not the vintage ones that she has, but they have these available on Amazon. And let me grab this one. Oop, making a mess. Okay, so I have this 18-inch one on Amazon, and they also have a 12-inch one available. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these 12-inch ones are actually also available on Oriental Trading, because when I ordered these through Amazon, and the smaller one came through Oriental Trading when it was shipped out. Now, I am not going to put these in my store. This is actually an idea that was totally inspired. I'm going to make these as gifts. Now, every year I do send a few crafty friends some crafty items that I collect throughout the year. One year it was the gingerbread stamp die set, and this year I thought this would be super awesome. Like I said, I was totally inspired by her, and I found these on Whimsy Stamps. This is who is this by? Sweet Tidings by Krista Hage Barber. And these, I don't know if they have them anymore, but whenever I order from certain stamp companies, I will always check their clearance or their sales section to see if there's anything that I can use for gifts. And these I got for like $1 or like $1.99 or something. So I got several of these, and this would be a perfect packaging for these items. Now, of course, one stamp set is not going to is not going to fill this up. So I do have a collection of other little things. I got these. These, I think you guys know, you can find these at Tuesday Morning. These are all Christmas ribbons. I still have some of my wax melts. I'm going to include one of my key tags. Now, these are little things that I have in my in my craft room that I'm going to share. Now, these aren't the exact things that I'm going to send, because I kind of want it to be a surprise for the people that I am sending them to. So I just put together some things that I have as a suggestion. Let's say you could have some of these really cool candy cane striped pipe cleaners, some of these straws, and all I did was just take strips of cardstock that I had of this plaid cardstock, and just like on this one, I die cut this ribbon card so I could put this gold trim. So all of these items are things that they can reuse. A little bag of jingle bells, all sorts of things that you can find in. And of course, some crinkle paper from packaging and stuff that I've gotten, that I've received items in the past. So let me show you how we're going to decorate it. And you know, traditionally, I remember getting these when I was a little kid. There was a image here or something. So what I'm going to do is, I already die cut a lot of this stuff because I started doing it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I was supposed to be doing a video. I used this die from Paper Tray Ink. It's Matte Stacks something. I cut, here we go. I've already die cut everything. I cut two so I could put one in front and one in back. This is just some plaid cardstock. This is going to go here from I think Hobby Lobby. I cut out some holly berries and some holly leaves using the Festive holiday die from Pretty Pink Posh. I don't think I've even used this one. And this one, the cool thing is it has two different holly leaves, a stitched one and a frame one. So I cut out a few of the stitched one for embellishments. I also used my Concord in 9th. This one is called Happy Holidays label dies. I used the label right here and this lettering. I thought it was super cool. So this is going to be layered over here. I have the letters set aside over here. And I will try to leave a link to all of these items here in the description. But let's go ahead and layer this. I'm going to put this one aside because I'm going to staple it onto there once it's all said and done. So let's go ahead and put this together so I can prepare. I'm going to prepare the label and I'm going to then stuff the stocking and then we're going to staple the label on there. All right. So here is the Happy Holidays, and this is right here. It's overlapping, so the letters look cut off, but it's supposed to be layered over each other, like on top of each other, over each other. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this glue here, and this is Scotch Quick Dry, which is my favorite wet glue. I've tried several, and I always keep coming back to this one. And like I said before, these tips, you can buy these Scraperfect tips that go right on the bottle. You don't have to squeeze any glue. I will leave a link to them in the description as well. So we're going to put that down. This is like the hardest thing ever, is doing the dot for the eye. All right, so now we're going to, and I have to look at the die to make sure where this this all goes. Let me zoom in a little bit. And goes like this. Okay. I'm just looking at the die to make sure where it goes because these aren't full letters. It's cut off in certain sections to look as though it is being cut off by the holidays word. So now I'm struggling here. The holidays. Once again, I'm looking at the lettering. That one was a little high, but we will survive. The first one is always the hardest, I assure you, because I've never used this die. I really need to start using the dies that I have. And by the way, let me know what you guys think about these projects and whatnot. I've been taking a lot of suggestions from people that, like I did on my posted on my first video. If you guys have any suggestions, if you guys have any more, let me know. I have a randomness of things coming up. All right, so there's that. Now let's get the holly. I'm going to put up on dimensionals. Let's see, we'll actually put some of them. The bottom layer will be on dimensionals. I mean, the bottom layer will be glued on, directly. And then because we're going to staple this label to the back one, it's going to be flat, but I can staple them right on the corners. Let's see here. We're going to glue this one. And then we'll just add a little to the back of this berry to make that one dimensional. I didn't want it two-dimensional, and also you want to maybe make it easier to ship this in an envelope. There we go. Okay. And I'm trying to think of projects that are easy to get together. You truthfully do not need any of these dies. You can use a different mat, a different sentiment, some hollies, candy canes. I have some candy canes that I had left over from the sign that I made, but I really want to use some of my products because there's so many things that I haven't used, you guys. All right. Now that is set. Let me see, this is the back of this one. And since this is only one-sided paper, that's why I have it, and then it's going to be stapled on. All right. So let's get some of this. And like I said, all of this crinkle paper is crinkle paper that I get with my packages when I do orders, online orders and everything, and I save them. I'm grabbing the... All right. So I'm going to layer this at the bottom like this on the inside, and then we're going to kind of fill it up and give it a little bit more. And I'm doing the big one, this bigger one, because I think it might be easier to get my fat little hand in here as opposed to the smaller one that is 12 inches. Okay, now this is where you're going to get creative to what you're going to put in here. We're going to put some jingle bells. And like I said, this may or may not be what I'm actually sending some crafty friends. It's just I want to give a suggestion for you guys to have. Let's see, and I'm going to put the heavier things towards the bottom so they don't slide down. I should have actually put this. See, this is what happens when you're like, hey, I have an idea, and there's like, not a lot of planning, but sometimes those are the best projects and the ones that are most satisfying. All right, so I'm gonna throw in some of these, and just like the stockings that we used to get when we were kids, it's full of toys and treats, but these are all crafty toys and crafty treats. It's really hard trying to talk and stack this here. All right, now we're going to add this thing right here, just some little of that, and we're going to add, because people can always use these straws for wands or for their hot cocoa bar, whatever they would like. And there we go. Let's say, put this over here. We're going to throw in a little thing like that. All right, so there we go. That's a good little size helping of stuff. Now let's go ahead and we're going to put that on that side. And now traditionally they did overlap. I mean, they did fold over the little what are these? The little label. But we are going to just, I'm going to do it around the label, the white label, so it kind of fades into the card. So there we go. Look at that. A full little treat for your crafty friends, and it has a little strap for you to hang it with. Many of these items are items that I already had in my craft room that I wanted to share with some crafty friends. Some little homemade. This includes a little bit of everything: some trim, a keychain, some ribbon, some jingle bells, wax melt, a full stamp set, some straws, and some pipe cleaners, and the full stamp set. Super, super cute. Now, your recipient can, of course, try to take it apart very carefully, and they can easily reuse this. I was going to use glue dots, but sometimes I feel that if you pull off these carefully, you can get it out without harming the paper. But that is it. You guys, look at that. Seriously, I am super giddy. I'm super, super giddy because these remind me so much of my childhood. So thank you for all of the inspiration for the, I'm over here trying to find the paper. So Carrie Campbell, thank you so much for the inspiration. I am so excited to share these with some friends. And these are honestly, this is just basic cardstock, some scratch paper, some pieces of leftover paper that I had that I used for that. You can pretty much add anything you want. You want to add some handmade cards, you want to add some candy, some chocolates, anything you want to add, it is ready and set for you. So there is another easy project, you guys. I will leave the links to as many of these things that I have that I can in the description. So thank you guys so much, and please also don't forget to subscribe to my blog post at almadercraftkit.com, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone.